At 6, accusations of a toxic environment, sexual harassment, bullying, and abuse in an office where the focus is supposed to be on prosecuting criminals. Employees aren't the only ones expressing concern here.
10 TV's Glenn McIntyre has been investigating these crimes and joins us in the studio with tonight's top story. Glenn.
Kristen, the allegations would be troubling in any office, even more so in a workplace where the mission is so serious and important. In an office focused on prosecuting criminals, female employees say they were the ones who were targeted.
They are speaking to us under the condition they remain anonymous.
I didn't really want to do this because I'm afraid of what he could do.
The he these women refer to is Fairfield County Prosecutor Greg Marx. They both worked for him at the prosecutor's office, a place they describe as toxic and abusive.
Got to a point, employees would rather, instead of being ostracized, those employees would rather be sexually harassed. That's how bad the harassment was in that office, that you would rather be sexually harassed than ostracized and bullied. Do you see where I'm going with that? That the bad attention is better than no attention. Right. I mean, and that's how it happens. Like, yeah. Again, it's like that whole abusive relationship thing, like, it's survival.
The environment they describe is detailed in records obtained by 10 TV, human resources exit interviews, and complaints filed by current and former employees, all women. They levy allegations primarily against Marx and his chief criminal prosecutor, Jeff Hunter. Of Hunter, one employee said, "I wouldn't have wanted to be in a closed room with him." She said once he thanked me for being his secretary, shook my hand, and kissed me on top of my head. At first, she said it struck her as weird. She later realized that's inappropriate. It shouldn't have been done. Asked by Human Resources, Hunter said, "I don't think I've ever kissed her." Hunter's behavior came up frequently.
There were lots of comments about breasts. He likes to talk about breasts a lot.
One woman told Human Resources Hunter told her of a former receptionist and about how he liked her because she took nude pictures when she went on vacation and came back and showed him. Another said he informed her he'd recommended her for a raise, then immediately asked her to meet him alone outside of the office, an allegation Hunter denied to HR. On another occasion, the same employee said Hunter texted her, "It's Bill Cosby. I'd like to pour you a drink." Hunter told HR the text was a joke, calling it innocuous. Fairfield County Commissioner Steve Davis isn't amused.
We have over 800 employees, and if any of them are being treated like that, we find that highly offensive.
When questioned, Hunter told Human Resources Marx had alerted him to concerns, saying someone had described him as a menace in the office to women. In the transcript of his interview, Hunter says Marx dismissed the complaint as jealousy of his success, adding, quote, "The fact that you are black is a factor. You need to be really, really careful." Hunter called the allegations BS, saying another supervisor told him he was dealing with people who knew how to manipulate the system, saying, "She's going to HR because that's what they do here." One employee leveled harassment accusations directly at Marx himself. She told Human Resources that after returning from a cruise with his wife, Marx told her, "Next time we ought to see if I can take you. I don't know if my wife would like that. Maybe we won't take her." In another incident, she said Marx told her, "I'm not so sure if we were both single, I wouldn't just sweep you up and marry you."
You're the boss, and you may be kidding, okay? But the person you're saying it to is definitely under your power, has no recourse, so you don't get to even express that you're uncomfortable, even though that's what you're supposed to do. We get that, we understand. But if you were to look at your boss and say, "What you just said made me uncomfortable," you're going to be a lot more uncomfortable from then on.
The Fairfield County Human Resources Director says some women made formal complaints, others just gave exit interviews as they left for other jobs. In September, the HR Director advised Marx of significant concerns raised by several employees and recommended sexual harassment training and an independent review of the allegations and high turnover in his office.
The volume is what raises concern regarding the culture. Is this just smoke or is there fire?
Davis says Marx has been non-committal about opening his office to an outside review. And because Marx is elected, the county commission can't force him to do anything.
My understanding was always that he was accountable to Human Resources. Then we're told, no, that's not the case. Who is he accountable to?
Marx is accountable ultimately to the voters of Fairfield County, but he's dependent upon the county commission for his budget. He had requested additional funding, blaming the high turnover in his office on low pay. Yesterday, commissioners granted him what they call a standard increase, enough for a 2% pay increase for all employees, but well short of what Marx asked for.
We're not convinced that the dollars are what are going to change the equation in that office.
Commissioner Davis says he believes an outside assessment could help get to the root of any issues in the prosecutor's office. Now, we spoke with a former employee of the office who's not mentioned in any of the allegations. She says she has nothing bad to say about Greg Marx and says she never witnessed anything like what the women describe. But she says she's troubled by Marx's refusal to allow an outside investigation of the claims. We reached out to both Greg Marx and Jeff Hunter for comment. Marx told us, "I'm preparing for 3 murder cases and I do not have time to talk with you." Kristen?
Glenn, thank you. And off the top, I said you